Okay, welcome back to another episode of AMAI, where we're going to look at some of the stuff that's going on in the AI world this morning. And Chris has sent me over a bevy of links, and we're going to walk through these links one at a time. And we're going to see what we find out. Now, this may not all be AI, but it may be mostly AI
It's a
related.
mixture. It's a mixture. I'm also just a
Okay.
tech nerd. As you can see, like I even have a shirt of all the different ways you can do UI. You know,
I like it. I like it. I
that's how you
like it.
represent data. So, I'm just sorry. The first
Good.
one. The first one's interesting. Slashing data transfer cost does not have to do with AI, but
Okay.
since you're a tech nerd, I thought you would appreciate this. It's expensive to move data on AWS.
Hmm.
It's 9 cents per gigabyte. Right. So to move it from one region to another or to just transfer data is expensive.
Yep.
So this is essentially a hack. And what their suggestion is, don't transfer data directly from one region to another. Put it on S3 because there's no transfer cost into S3, and then download it from S3 because there's no download cost from S3, and then delete it.
I love it. It's like this weird man in the middle attack against Amazon's own infrastructure.
And so their example is they have a $20 a file that would normally cost $20, and they were able to transfer it for 8 cents by doing this approach.
Wow, that's wild.
So it's a 0.15% of the cost to use Amazon's infrastructure hackily.
That's
And
incredible.
and I only bring it up to you because I know obviously you guys design software for clients and you probably use AWS. And so this is a very, very valid and real massive cost savings potential if you're
It
transferring
absolutely is.
if you're transferring a lot of data.
That is fascinating. Yeah, that's such an interesting strategy. It makes complete sense though. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So let me share this next one here. This is going to be Velo.ai, a better way to work with AI.
I think this is super interesting. And so the idea for this is, yes, they have their own AI client, sure, but they also let you choose different AIs to implement with.
Okay.
This is an AI client, right? And so it has
Mhm.
chat, and in their unique case, you can ask questions to make changes to a document. So that's one of the things they have, like a document, an AI editor for a document. Cool. I don't really care about that. Scroll down. I think you'll find this pretty interesting.
AI client. I mean, this in retrospect makes so much sense. Abstracting out the chat layer.
Yeah, so you'll probably want to, and then obviously you can see the examples for different ways to do it. The doc edit is what you saw before. Obviously you can use the primary different ones. You can collaborate. This is actually important, and the reason I saw this is they wrote a blog post trashing OpenAI. They're like, oh, cool, Teams. Teams isn't Teams. The only thing it does is really give you, combined billing. They're like, no, no, teams need to be able to use the same chat and work together. And so this client allows you to use the same chat. Now, obviously, you're using the API, which actually could be way cheaper than paying $25 per person.
Yeah.
Um, and so this allows you to take and implement an AI client. If you scroll up to the video, I know we won't watch the whole thing. Down the video
Where's it? Oh,
right
here.
there. Um, you can
This is
probably just
Velo.
zoom through it real quick. I don't really care. I just think you'll find the interface pretty
I
interesting.
mean, very Notion-esque, right? Like this has a lot of Notion-esque design patterns in it.
Yep. Yeah. And oh, so you can pin it to the right side of your desktop. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh,
You
interesting.
you can
Okay.
have conversations. You can share these with other people. Um, and
Interesting. I love how you can switch the models like that. So this is I talked about this before a few weeks ago, maybe on this show, and also I've talked about this internally at work, is the need for essentially an IDE, integrated development environment for AI development, where you can test out different models and different prompts and that kind of thing. And this is starting to move in that direction here.
Yeah, and I've seen some really good ones for like developers, but I think this is actually the reason this is interesting to me is this is almost like, how do I say it? A business person interface to AI that's
Yep.
shareable across multiple people in a team. And I actually think that's super critically important. If you build a good prompt, right? Do you really want to have to like share that like manually? No, like the idea of being able to share a flow across multiple people and actually work through it is I think is really, really neat.
Really interesting. I will
So
definitely
anyway,
be down with this today.
I figured you would be, so that's the reason I wanted to share that one. All right, let's go to the third one.
All right, let's go take a look at the next one. This is going to be something on Twitter here, a Twitter thread. It looks like, do I have the whole thing? Is it a thread?
It is a
I need
thread,
to,
and you will
damn
have
it.
to log into Twitter.
Yeah, thanks, Twitter. Dang it.
Thank you, Musk.
Oh, God. And now it's like, I'm not. Hang
You know,
Oh, Elon, Elon, Elon. Why do you make things so difficult for me? All right, here we go.
so you can make more money. All
Yeah,
right, you're
that's
not
good.
sharing that on the
No,
screen.
I'm
Okay.
gonna, yeah, I gotta get the right. Okay.
All right.
Now, how am
So
I?
this is CES, Consumer Electronics
Yep.
Show 2024. And
One of
this
the
is
best shows out there.
I I hope to go before I die.
I know I've never been, and like, but it's been on my bucket list for like 15 years now.
All right. Well, you and I need to go together then.
Yeah.
Once we have, 10 subscribers.
Yeah.
So we talked on the last episode, which we still haven't published, about when energy becomes free, what
Yep.
happens to society? Well, look at what the number one product that they show here.
Machine that turns air into water affordably. So this is what splitting the
I
uh
actually don't know.
I don't actually know how that's working.
I don't know how it works either, but I was like, oh, that is too cool. All right. So
That's amazing. If that's real, that's Nobel Prize winning technology.
uh potentially for
I mean,
sure. Yeah, I
you go
don't see how
deploy
it
this,
wouldn't be.
yeah, you go deploy that all across places like Africa and stuff like that that are suffer so much without water, right? And being able to bring water to those areas very affordably, stop it. That's amazing.
Stop it. All right, number two, these are stupid. They strap on electronic skates to your shoes so you can moonwalk.
That's awesome. I would definitely wear those as a
Ugh.
former
All right.
hockey player,
The
former
fact
hockey
that
player,
those
and a big fan of skating.
the fact that those were number two made me sad. Right. Number three, an AI powered hologram. And if you watch this video, you'll see that the person is actually not there. So holograms are really interesting when you start to think about communication and like
Oh wow.
natural communication. A lot of my family's in Europe, and even FaceTime is not the same. But like this could almost be like having somebody sit at the table and talk to you, right?
Wow. Now, what's interesting right now is that the video that they're showing, and unfortunately, the clip, it's probably just difficult to see, but like right now, it just looks like I don't see where the AI comes in, right? Because it looks like they're just taking a 360-degree video and then they're just projecting that on into a space. It doesn't look like it's generating
Oh,
anything.
yeah. So I think the AI in this case is it's actually taking a single camera angle to develop a three-dimensional model.
Oh, okay. Using that. Yep, 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 yep. Got it.
Because I only
So
see
it
one
just
camera there.
becomes much more immersive FaceTime.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the next one
Although you probably have
is
to have one of these, you have to probably have one of these boxes sitting in your house, though.
yeah.
Right? For
Well,
always talking
eventually.
to somebody in the little closet.
Hey, the Star Trek dedicated room for VR or AR, it's coming. Right?
Yep. It
Yep.
is. Yep.
All right. I don't care about transparent TVs. Whoop de doo. Folding TVs. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you would use a
An
folding
AI
TV.
robot companion. I saw this previously. I mean, I'm not impressed. Um, this is we've talked about cheap projectors. This is I thought kind of funny. It like packs into a little container, and then it's a projector that basically pops out, but it has the screen built into the projector.
Oh, look
Uh,
at that. Oh, look at that.
And I figured you would think that was cool.
That's
So
interesting. I'm not really sure what you would use this for. It's like carrying around a little 30-inch TV, but I mean, I guess it's interesting for like kind of auxiliary displays that are cheap and, well, I don't know about cheap, but are like light and easy to deploy.
yeah, I think it's maybe interesting for like places like we've gone and done talks to, the real estate office where it was all cramped, where we could have just plopped it wherever we wanted it instead of,
Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's
this is
fair.
dumb, you know, sorry.
Physical keeper for your phone. Guys, we did this in 2006. What are we talking about here?
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Another transparent TV. Whoop de doo.
yeah, transparent screens are definitely a trend, aren't they?
Yeah. I think they're dumb. Like,
Well, it does make sense. It does make sense, right? Because if they're inexpensive enough, it allows you to do all kinds of immersive displays and cityscapes where sides of whole buildings can actually be screens and windows, right? And that does become interesting, but not for
sure.
our particular.
Yes. But I think home use is not a thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't think home usage is really.
Okay. A TV that comes out of a truck. That's pretty interesting. Or a drone that comes out of a truck. Cool.
Uh,
Foldable lap.
oh, this guy. Yeah.
Foldable laptop. That's, it is what it is. The first smart toilet,
Smart
which
toilet.
is such a lie. Like, smart toilets have been a thing for what, 15, 20 years in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much smarter a toilet can get. Like a
Yeah.
toilet doesn't need to be smart. It's
Oh, I clearly you haven't used a Japanese toilet.
I'm not.
People say it's life changing.
Well, okay.
Warm
Maybe it
water,
is.
warm water. Cleaning
Well,
your.
that's true. I have a $35 bidet attachment that does not have warm water. So this time of year, that's yeah.
Um,
Uh,
10-second.
why brush all your teeth in 10 seconds? I mean, does that work? If it does, then fuck. My kid, this would get my kids to brush their teeth correctly.
Uh, my sister-in-law is a dentist. I'll have to send her that one. Smart
Yeah, for
agents.
sure.
I think smart home robots
Yeah.
are going to be very interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a big frontier over the next decade. I think that's
Uh,
a big frontier. Sure.
an iPhone stand that follows you, like, we can barely get ourselves to film when we're sitting down, much less standing up and walking. So
Oh, but this is a TikToker stream, clearly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Palm recognition doorknob, because we're too lazy to put our thumbs on a thumb screener, now.
Oh wow, look at that. Oh, interesting. Health tracking.
Not the
A
first
mat,
one that's been done.
but this is Amazon's. Is a Mazfit,
I
a Mazfit? Is that Amazon?
It might be. It might be, which
Yeah, only because the font.
nope, a Zepp brand. But
Interesting. Interesting. I wonder. I am interested because I do want to get an Aura ring eventually. I have an Apple Watch. But I wouldn't mind getting the ring. And this is one that might be interesting to look at.
the next one is the only reason why I wanted to keep going down. I think this is really interesting.
Okay.
And it's almost like the tricorder concept, being brought to everyone's home, where you can
Yep.
scan your heart, you can scan your lungs, you can take your temperature, and you can do all of this with a home device. And my guess is diagnose a bunch of relatively simple things,
Yep.
and then also be able to share it with your doctor. But I think this is the future of medicine, where a lot of diagnosis will be done by
Smart device.
small, cheap devices at your home, and you won't even need to go into the doctor, which really,
Well, yeah. Yeah,
which is
100%, right? Because you'll feed all of this into an AI that will analyze this in real time and diagnose in real time. And doctors will end up being reserved for complicated procedures and maybe it's complicated procedures. Maybe that's actually it.
all right. Sure. We did the last two, and then we can go to the next link. Advanced AI personal assistant. I thought this one was dumb personally. This is that like AI portable bot thing for $200 that you carry around, whatever. And a PlayStation controller being used to drive a car thing. Woo-hoo.
Interesting.
All right. So the next one, not nearly, the first one was actually potentially game changing, like world changing, right?
Well, yeah, the first one is world changing. Being able to change air into water, if you can do it at scale inexpensively, is without a doubt completely game changing.
So FedEx,
All right, FedEx, you seeing this?
this is game changing. This is world changing as well. FedEx
Okay.
is building its own Amazon because it has all of the infrastructure to ship things, it's to store things and everything else. They're allowing people to set up and start to sell things through FedEx's Amazon.
Interesting. Interesting. So
FDX.
demand gen fulfillment. So this is a B2B service. They're not going to open up a consumer storefront,
Yeah, they will.
are they?
Yeah. Its own commerce platform, FDX. Demand gen is the consumer side, fulfillment, tracking, and post-purchase experience, which is Amazon. This is essentially a direct Amazon competitor.
First one we've ever really seen. First one we've ever really seen. And the important thing about that, the reason why this is the first one we've ever really seen, you could be like, well, Walmart is a competitor for Amazon. It's because Amazon is not an e-commerce company. They're a logistics company. Right? I mean, that's what they do, is they do logistics. And so this is another logistics company. You almost have to be FedEx, UPS, or Amazon to play in this space, because you have to have the network of trucks to be able to compete. This is interesting. This is really
it's funny you say that, because I actually think Uber could do it as well.
Uber could probably do it. Yeah, because they have the network. Yeah, you're right.
And they could deploy fast, right?
Yeah.
So
Can't
anyway,
do as big of runs, but yeah, they probably could. I bet they could change that though. Yeah, really interesting. I wonder when this is going to launch.
it said today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So I don't know when it launches, but that's when they announced it. So anyway, this I think is actually really, really interesting. And we'll see how it plays out. All right. So the next two are less about technology and more just I ran across this. This guy wrote an article about how people need lower tech games. And
Okay.
obviously this is essentially an old school, like choose your own adventure RPG kind of thing. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. But like right out of the gate, it's like, hey, it's 90 minutes long. You're just going to enjoy it and have fun. But it's essentially pre-scripted. So my posit to you is we could create the ultimate choose your own adventure RPG style thing with artwork with AI.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
What's interesting is you could do like an unlimited, unbounded choose your own adventure, because you could just keep writing the story and writing the characters.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. No, I think what would be interesting is you'd have to figure out a way to get like consistent, quality art generation. But even art generation, you could legitimately, if you fed it and you had your own image generator, you could have the images being with the same art style. So anyway, this is actually super interesting. And for like, $3.99 a month or something like that, it would be potentially a very, very, or it might be, instead of per month, it might actually be per action, right? Like how many actions you take. So that way you can cover the AI costs. Super interesting concept. And probably relatively easy to build. And so I just thought you would enjoy that.
That's pretty interesting. That is definitely pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then the final link here, YouTube link.
Change the layout of your YouTube video when turning it into a short. The video you turn into a short.
Yeah, so basically they now have the remix option for a longer video. So you can edit into a short.
Oh.
And you can change the camera angles and you can change the layout. And this I thought was actually, you'll appreciate this. You can do a split layout And then when you do a split layout, you can zoom in on different sections of the screen. So watch, they're going to show it right here.
No kidding.
So they're going to zoom in on the person here, and they're going to zoom in on the car there. And now you have a remixed short with two
Oh,
different
look
camera
at
angles.
that. Interesting. Really interesting. So this is, and is it AI powered? Are they starting to take some of the stuff from like Opus and pull it in? It's only a matter of time before it is. This is laying the groundwork for it, though.
It's laying the groundwork. But you know, it's really for those, you know, for that one person who watches this video, these 30-minute to hour-long conversations get 1 to 4 views. The 60-second shorts get 40 views, like without even blinking an eye. On
Shorts
YouTube,
of the format.
And hundreds
Shorts of the format.
Yeah, and hundreds of views on TikTok every time.
Yep.
It just so happens that creating good short content takes longer than taking an hour rambling talk.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Great shares today.
Yeah. How did you like the randomness of that?
I like that randomness. It's an eclectic mix of very interesting and useful things. I love it.
So of all the things, I think obviously CES has a bunch of AI stuff, but I think the thing that actually was the most important for today's purpose was Velo. The idea of an AI client is super interesting. And I think
so tomorrow, maybe we'll do a deep dive video into Velo.
Perfect. Let's try it. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. See you guys.